welcome to our demo days. We bought a couple of speakers. We were just going to run them side by side and see which ones we prefer, pros and cons of each of these brands. We have a Peavey RBN-112. These are both 12-inch drivers. And it's got some lights in it on a ribbon tweeter, which is something that isn't out on the market on any other brands. And then the Turbosound. What is it? The IQ-12. I think it's got a 1-inch horn and a 12 as well. The Peavey's got 1500 watts, probably peak. And the Turbosound's got 2400 watt recommended, or it says peak. So it's got some more juice. It says on paper. Okay, so we're gonna go to the back of these two now. And here is the back view of each one. Now maybe we should run through all the displays and stuff that's in the Turbosound first. So you can see it's got a whole bunch of different inputs and stuff like that. I always find that all this extra gadget crap on any speaker is overkill, because I just like to go XLR in and then maybe a feed through, which we just fed through to the Peavey. But I mean, really you don't need all this Ultranet and USB and all this other crap. But that's my prerogative. And then you have Speak-On, or PowerCon, for power, which is nice, so it never comes undone. I wish every speaker had that. So maybe we'll just go through all the settings that it has on here. Obviously you can have two sets of music coming in here at the same time. I don't know why, but I think just one in off a mixer is fine. You got your volumes for A and B. We've been playing with it just set at the Unity 0. And the first button you touch shows you all the stuff you can do in here. That first thing, model, you can make it sound similar to other brands of speakers. Oh, you can't even read that. That's better. So processes gives you a whole bunch of stuff. Go into there. You can model it to sound like a whole bunch of other speakers. And I thought the UPAP1 sounded the best. I mean, it's a little bit more crispy highs out of it. I don't know why you need all that stuff. It should just sound good the way it is, right? More gadgets to play with, so let's just get out of that. Next thing is EQ. I mean, if you don't have a mix or anything like that, you can start playing with stuff like that. Now the crossover is real nice and important to have on this one, because you don't want to have all your frequencies coming through to these. Definitely not. I mean, if you're a DJ and you're on a budget and you don't have subs, then go ahead, but I would say you'd want to at least roll it off. These sound pretty good at rolling off about, let's see if we can do it, maybe like 90, 95. But anyways, you can play with these after. Whatever you prefer. You can just rock some music out and listen to them with and without subs. But if you do have no subs, I guess you could do it almost full range. But it is harder on the 12 when you're playing like EDM music all night long. Okay, so I think we're not going to do anything to them right now. I don't think that's even on. Crossover. I think we were in that one, right? Oh, we do have it rolled off. So we've already rolled it off at a certain amount there. I don't know if you can get into it and see what we've done. Oh, maybe that is 77 working. So we're going to listen to them. Sorry, we're going to listen to them flat. Just right now, side by side. And we could pump them really hard. But I mean, if you're listening on a phone, it only goes down to 75. Sorry, I didn't know that. So there you go. You can go all the way up to 400, all the way down to 75. Okay. Let's back out of there. Looks like it might be active. Feedback. Sorry, we're back in that again. Feedback destroyer. I guess that's great if you don't know how to run microphones, right? If you're learning and you've got these as like monitors or something like that, it's going to dip out some frequencies on auto or learn. I mean, you're going to have to play with this stuff. I mean, it's just going to find a harsh frequency. Even on music, it's going to start putting dips in your EQ as you're playing it. I don't know. I don't think I'd be using that either, unless you're not really good at sound. You're using it as a mod, or it's just really harsh at a frequency you can't figure it out. Or if you have a DJ mixer or any of these they don't have, they've got like high, mid, low, and that's all you have to play with. Maybe you'd use that, right?
Yep.
That's about it. So let's jump out of there. Now I want to make sure you don't have the crossover on. We want none. Let's go back up to none. None. Flat. Okay, we're going to listen to those. I mean, even though we're showing a test with these running with the phone, don't ever buy anything by listening on a phone saying those sound great. It's your own preference. That's why we just buy one and try it. And if we really like them, then we're going to use them as our system stuff. Let's see what setup does now. So we've already shown everything that does on the process. Okay, input levels and stuff. Let's hit that one here. Local. Okay, so now you're just setting up what you want it to come through if you're going to actually use the data Ultranet. I don't know if you can send sound through the other thing there, but usually you're just going to use the mic input right here, or line in, and in the middle it's got a 1/4 inch, which is nice. Okay, so let's get back out of setup, positioning. It's probably got some other crazy stuff. I don't know. It's probably going to do some other delay to everything if you set these other things here. I mean, we played with them earlier and I can't hear anything even from a long distance away. Maybe if it's against a wall and you got it set on wall, it might actually do some sort of delay between the horn and mid, but there, I don't know what it could really do. Now let's get back out of here again. Delay is kind of nice. Now that's where you might use that. If you're using a whole bunch of speakers in the way in the back of a room, you can start dialing it in to match the tone at the back of the room, so your front speakers hit at the same time of yours as the front speakers. And I'm losing track here because people are trying to call me on the phone at the same time I'm doing this. Okay, so that's useful, I would find, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Delay is useful because we're probably going to use these at a big outdoor 10K run, and we're going to have our main PA up on the stage where they're, you know, talking to everybody and getting them to run on the track, and then way out in the crowd we're going to have these sitting on speaker stands. We're going to wirelessly transmit over there and put a delay on these so it lines up with the speakers at the main, and it'll sound a lot better. So let's get back into setup. And then limiter is nice, so you're not running the piss out of them. Now most of the powered speakers that you buy, they're going to have the limiter that you have no control over, that you don't know about in the background, so they don't blow up and you're sending them back. And I guess we can turn it on or off. Undo, so you can set it, the amount, right, on either speaker. And we're going to leave it off because we're just going to leave it flat off, everything running factory, and listen to them. And that's all I can think of that's built into these speakers, as you see. Right? Did we cover everything?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So that is your Turbosound. What is it? This is the IQ-12. Where's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're done with that one. Now we're moving on to the Peavey. I'm gonna sit down because my freaking arm's hurting. Should get a little stick to hold the TV or the phone. Okay, here we go again. You've got your double line in, some other feeds out. This has an 8-pin. Not too bad, I guess. If you just have a phone you want to plug in. Neither of these speakers have Bluetooth built in. I guess if you're doing an outdoor function, you just want to have like a mic in and your phone running from somewhere else. That would be kind of a nice feature to have, but neither of these have it. You got double set gain structure for each of these inputs you have in. Obviously we're just going to go into one of them, and then we've got it set at 12 o'clock, which is half. It's got a little lock point. They're a little bit fidgety. You notice these could get bust off. I would recommend any speaker you just be careful with. If there's stuff sticking out and you're drunk and tearing down, those things could get bust off. We've got lots of speakers that have had the volume knobs and everything bust off. Those ones look a little more durable. There are other brands that are like sunken into the speaker cabinet, like Yorkville. They're flush mount, right? So there's nothing that can get busted off. So you have a mic line setting there if you're going to plug a mic directly into it. You can have the full signal with the mic without any mixer, but we're going to go line and go listen to that. Okay, now we go into this one's just got one button for all the settings and stuff like that. Input level doesn't do anything. So there's an EQ you can go into, flat and floor monitor. It does a whole bunch of different effects for that. I don't know. Yeah, lots of different settings here. So we just want a flat EQ. How do we get out of that? Go to the next one, input level, and just keep turning it. Configure push security lock. So I guess we can lock so nobody can play with the stuff on this, I think. Yeah. I bet you, I don't think that one did, eh?
No, that is a nice feature.
Okay, that is a nice feature because you got guys that want to just try and crank the bass on them because they don't know anything about subs. Auto power off. Disabling, that's nice too. So if it's just sitting here idling, or if you install these in some place, the amplifier isn't running 24/7, it'll shut off on itself, and then it'll probably just kick in when it gets signal. There's the LED light in the front of this Peavey. You can turn it off or on. It's kind of a neat thing that they added onto this. the ribbon sound quality, I guess we're going to get into that after. We're just showing all the things here. Temperature, power of amp, what can you do with that? It just says okay, there's not much features of that. Now when it's running, there's your low and your high, which is your ribbon and your 12-inch that are going to have gain structure. So you can leave it on that to see them, the display bouncing up and down. Polarity normal, now you can put them out of phase. Inverted polarity. Sometimes that's a nice thing when they're a stage mod or whatever, but other than that, now there's another graphic EQ you can start playing with. Let's get into there. So we can start bumping up frequencies and stuff like that, right? Up and down. Now we want to listen to these flat, right out of the box. No, nothing done to it, so let's get out of here. No, I'm still playing with it. No, get out of here. How do we jump it all the way down to X? Exit, there we go. What's the next thing it's got? Delay again. Once again, you can put these somewhere else and time align them. You can do it with a schematic on your phone to figure out how many milliseconds you really need, or just your ears listening with something, not music playing, but like a little slap noise or something kind of works. If it's a real reverbery room, it's hard to hear what's going on. We're not going to play with that. Bass enhancement, there's another thing. Off, we want it off. You can go on or off. That's just going to add some 40 to 60 hertz frequencies through. I don't recommend it. And EQ, program custom. EDM music, see there's a whole bunch of different things you can do in here. With a sub, country rock. Now they're all going to just, it's basically adding another EQ in the background. There's nothing more that these can do. Flat, that's what we want right now. Input, and then we're back to the beginning, right? So we've gone through everything we can do on these two speakers here. So I think the next thing is to turn one off and turn one on and play a couple of tracks out of it. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you want to stay back here or whatever?
Sure.
Okay. What are we going to do? We're going to have to turn one off. So which one do you want to turn off?
Turn off the Peavey.
Okay. Peavey's off. Okay, so we've got just the Turbosound on. And let's go over to here. And here's where the copyright comes in. We're going to listen to we found a nice recording of Sting. Blah, 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 if you love somebody. We're going to start at the beginning and press play. And we're not going to play it. We'll probably hit high volume too, but it's probably going to crackle the phone. I'm going to go up to just our little header all playing through the computer. And listen to it back here. This is the Turbosound. Okay, next up. Turn her off. Turn it right off. Okay. Okay, now this is the Peavey. Okay, I found that there's a little more at 13 up to about wherever your ears can hear, like 16, 17 on the Turbosound, right?
Yeah. Oh.
And
absolutely a cleaner sounding speaker.
It's a cleaner. Well, yeah, it's. I don't know if it's cleaner really. Actually, now I'm listening to them. Hey, maybe you want to come on here. They both sound great. It's very, very flat on the Peavey. Hey.
Yeah.
Like doesn't have any added rich highs. It's the spectrum from wherever that rolls off at, like probably 2K or 1K all the way up to whatever it can really produce, like 17, 18, because I don't think anybody can hear up there that well. It does it evenly. The Turbosound sounds like it's got a little chunk of boost up in there, but it sounded like there might have been the 800 or 900 on the Peavey more. I don't know. It's really hard. I don't really want to put an RTA on it and everything. I mean, we could do that, but we don't have the stuff sitting out here. We're just listening. I think the next step we'll do is just play something loud. Maybe, hey? Let's play a loud rock song we like playing all the time. Let's shut this one off. We're going to play this. I mean, I do... Oh, that one's still playing. I didn't know that. I thought I muted it. Okay. So, I do agree that anybody that says playing off YouTube is not as good a quality as like the FLAC or a high quality MP3, I agree. Yeah, playing through everything a different processor, a different mixer, everything's going to sound a little better, which is everything sounds a little better, but we're just comparing exactly the same feed through on different speakers, so that's all we care about. And this song, Deftones Digital Bath, has some heavy rockin' drums and everything. We use it a lot on live sound, and I should say that we are buying these 2 sets of speakers, not mostly for DJing. We're keeping them anyway. The Peaveys, we found at high output, they do clip and limit quicker than the Turbosound. They just keep going. And we do want to do some small band shows, so we're going to probably run 4 Turbosounds with subs for our mains on a small rock show. Like I'm still saying, like a pub or a medium-sized bar. No big outdoor festival stuff. They're great for wedges. They both have the angle. I forgot to show that, eh?
Yeah.
Well, this one has, yeah, I don't know what the degree is. It's probably got the 45 to 40 degree on them. It could lay them down. But we're going to use majority, 4 of these speakers are going to go. We've got another Peavey down there. 4 Turbosounds, I think, are going to end up going in our live small rig with 4 single subs and monitors. The Peaveys are going to go to little PA shows / DJ wedding shows, because I think they're great, eh?
They sound excellent.
They sound really, really good, and we've bought all kinds of brands. If you can see, there's tons and tons of speakers behind us. Powered passive, and it just goes on and on in our shop plus our trailers. So we do have a lot of older and newer stuff. We do buy single speakers just to compare them before buying a whole bunch from them. And now we're going to listen to this one at a higher volume. And we'll start with the Turbosound. I mean, on the phone ain't going to tell you crap unless you do, but you can listen to our tutorial and see what you think. And we're probably going to give both of these speakers a thumbs up. So here we go. Turbosound. Now we're on the Peavey. Now, okay, you want to turn it off? Okay, now I like the way this track was recorded. That's why I like listening to the drums and the vocals and everything. And plus it's got a lot of heavy vocals. Also like trying speakers at the max, to see, before clipping. And this is a good song to do it to. We're probably going to do that next year. So what we'll do is, yeah, you can run it up really hard on the Turbosound next. Like, yeah, we're gonna run it. Yeah, we're gonna probably run it like past
about 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you can go to Unity where we were listening it to.
Okay.
And we just noticed, like, both of those speakers that were at the 0 Unity straight up and down, it's always the input. Every speaker is gonna be different. The Unity means nothing. That's a louder speaker because they're both at 12, but the Peavey was a little quieter at 12 o'clock. It doesn't mean nothing. No. Some people think that. So we're gonna rock the piss out of the Turbosound and see what she does. Okay. So I'll just keep. Sound. I don't know where the clip light is on here. We're trying to purposely max it out. I'll pin it all the way. I don't know where the clip light is. Oh, here it is. next up we're gonna beat the stink out of the RBN, okay? I might have to back it up. Oh no, you keep going. Okay, rock it hard. Here's the Peavey. Good timing with the song even, eh? Doing that?
Yeah, they're not
all right. Good. So we ran, it doesn't really tell you limiting or clipping on this thing, it just hits the top. And then they didn't sound bad, didn't start getting crunchy. I mean, we even have more, like, we've just got the computer plugged into the header on. We can rock her up even more into harshness or whatever. But you know, when a speaker sounds bad, you know it's not doing well. But neither of them sounded bad. This one I couldn't see a limiter kicking in with it off. This one did start doing its own homemade DDT in, which is the limiter that Peavey puts in it. So we knew that it was hitting its peak there at the volume. So obviously these were rated at 24. I would say it's peak, and then these are 15 at peak. So obviously you're going to get more juice out of the Turbosound. And what else can we talk about on these? What do you think?
Not much. I mean, really, the only thing I noticed was, yeah, these are a little...
Yeah, they're kind of cheesy.
Little chintzy.
Yeah, and
this
they both have fans in them. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And this one hasn't even
way
kicked
more
in.
solid.
This fan like kicks in when it really gets hot. This one's running 24/7. These any speaker is going to get damaged if you got shitty drunk people tearing your stuff down after.
Yeah.
I've seen it a million times. They come back, oh, where's that? Oh, I can't turn the volume off. Some of these Peaveys we got back there have busted off volume as we've had to do our own replacing on some other Wharfdale brands, Electro Voice, JBLs we've had. Yorkville has a new model. Well, they've been out like 5 or 6 years. They've got it's a Canadian-made brand. It doesn't have any buttons at all to get busted off, which is wicked.
Nice.
They sound really good. We've tried those, but this is about these speakers now. So, I don't know what else to talk about on. Could try like a EDM song, harsh on them, and just listen to them.
Okay.
I found some remix of this Blinding Lights. Let's rock her. Okay, Turbosound is coming up next. Here comes the Peavey. There is a different, heavier thud note of it. It's probably up there in like 9. Oh, it's probably the 90s that I think the Peavey does it better. Hey, it's hard. It's really a tough call. I mean, they're both putting out just about the same SPL. There's definitely some 13, 12K hotter out of Turbosound. The Peavey seems to have a flatter response. I did notice something. We were doing it earlier, like in our shop. It's 120 feet long. That as soon as I started to get, we've never tried these outside or anything.
Cold out.
Yeah, it's cold out here in Canada. So we noticed that the Peavey, when you start getting further back, the ribbon starts getting even warmer sounding. It doesn't lose SPL where any other horn-loaded compression driver seems to. It could dissipate after in like different air temperatures. It'll wishy-washy, but the ribbon cuts through a lot better. So that's a pro Peavey. Price difference, the Turbosound's more money retail.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to buy a couple of these and compare them. So I don't know if we're done. What do we do here? Almost. Yeah, here comes a 25-minute video. I think that's probably good, hey?
Yeah.
So ask away. We're going to load this up, and ask your questions away and what you think, even if you have a question about these comparison to another brand that's out on the market, and maybe we got that here. Okay, have a good one.